Dear all, thank you for joining us today for the webinar on customer loyalty in vending and coffee business. If you do not know me, my name is Guna. I am head of product here at Vendon, an IoT and telemetry service provider here in Riga, Latvia, and operating all over the globe. I have been with the company for 5 years already and have witnessed the birth and growth of our loyalty solution QuickPik firsthand. And that has also led me to observe the trends, changes in customer preferences when it comes to interacting with a coffee or vending machine and motivating them to make a repeat purchase. Today, I want to address the topic of loyalty in the coffee and vending businesses, which I believe is still an underused and undervalued tool. If we look at retail or food and drink services, we see that customer retention and loyalty is the norm because everybody knows that retaining a customer is 5 times cheaper than acquiring a new one. We see it in general promotions, we see it in targeted discounts, in loyalty cards, games, prize draws, and other activities that aim to attract and retain customers. At first glance, it may seem that giving a discount or a free product means losing money. However, that small cut in profits is later made up by leaps and bounds, especially now with the growing cost of electricity, fuel, workforce, and heating. Unattended retail can truly be a savior, as it can operate 24/7. The machines do not take up much space. There's no need for any sales personnel, and the data can be read remotely, which means you can visit machines on a need basis rather than a fixed schedule. You could say that vending and coffee machines are as popular as ever. However, we must note that competition is really fierce right now, which means operators need to find ways for consumers to remain loyal to them. In this webinar, I will focus on the following topics: the foundations of establishing a loyal customer base, the benefits loyalty programs bring to businesses, QuickPik as a versatile solution in loyalty and the latest features we have developed, and I will share a few use cases in loyalty and beyond as to what our customers have already done with our loyalty solution. So let's get going. Today, we are talking about customer loyalty in the vending and coffee business, how it translates to business benefits, and what Vendon can do to help you achieve your goals. Broadly speaking, customer loyalty is the measure of a customer's likeliness to do repeat business with a company or a brand. And this is the result of customer satisfaction, positive customer experiences, and the overall value of the goods or services a customer receives from a business. There's also a certain connection with habit building when it comes to loyalty, but there's a difference. Habits make people act without thinking. That is, they do what they always do, while loyalty means showing an active preference for a brand or a business. Let's look at an example. We have avid Apple fans who will always go for an iPhone because they like the brand, they like the experience, and they are okay with perhaps giving up some of the flexibility of an Android device. At the same time, we have diehard Android fans who would not consider having an iPhone even if they were to receive it for free. An example of habit, for instance, could be grabbing a cup of coffee after lunch because you're used to it. So your cue is lunch is over. Your action is you press a button on the coffee machine and you get a reward, your cup of coffee. And that makes up the habit loop. You know that both elements are very important in scoring return customers. It's a mix of how well you are able to influence customer habit building and create that emotional link with your product or your service. So, how do you establish a loyal consumer base? I'm sure you already know that a loyalty program is not the first answer. First, what you need to do is you need to provide products that customers are interested in buying. This comes down to learning customer preferences, your potential customer base, their needs, exploring what alternatives already exist around them, and how to provide a better deal, either in terms of pricing or convenience. If we take a school, for instance, and its cafeteria already sells soft drinks, it does not mean that the battle is lost, because a soft drinks vending machine can be a great alternative for those who do not want to queue at the canteen during lunchtime, or the placement of the machine can be just closer to the classrooms than the canteen is. Secondly, the machine must work. That is, it must be able to sell. Regular downtimes, unavailability of change, or missing payment options or other technical problems like fridge temperature issues or hygiene problems will not create a positive customer experience, and they are unlikely to build a feeling of trust. Since purchases in vending machines are often driven by impulse, it is vital that they can actually satisfy the craving of the customer instead of making them look elsewhere for alternatives. Then we have location, location, location. If the machine is tucked away in the darkest corner of the building, it can wait forever for a customer to appear. But a front and center location means that more customers walk by, they see what's on offer, and their cravings are triggered. This is especially true in public vending, where alternatives usually abound. Getting the machines out in highly desirable locations can be a challenge, but a loyalty option can actually help you with that. And I'll talk about that just a bit later. Finally, we have customer service, which can make or break a customer. This includes well-trained employees who know how to troubleshoot, help, and resolve issues, the speed and quality of communication, and taking customer feedback into account. One thing to remember here is that people tend to remember their poor experiences much better than their great ones. So a bad experience with customer service can actually cancel out 10 great experiences. Okay. So how do you take care of that? Well, most things can be addressed by and improved with the help of a well-designed IoT and telemetry solution in place, which can give you the sales data and analyze that for you, monitor machine status and send technical alerts, provide communication options with the machine, for instance, sending credit remotely or even rebooting the machine remotely, and offer some new payment options like contactless payments or mobile payments. All of this is something that Vendon can already offer to you. Now that you have your base covered, you can start with step 2 of the plan. Which means spreading some joy to your customers via a loyalty solution. One of the greatest assets of a loyalty solution is that it allows you to learn who your customers are and up close and personal. Is it John who buys all of the Snickers the day that they are refilled so that nobody else gets to try them? Or what about Susie? Why doesn't she eat any Knoppers anymore on a daily basis? Why has she suddenly stopped coming to your machine? And why is it even important to know who your customers are? Well, the more you know about your customers, the better you can serve them by learning about their product preferences, their routines, and their expectations. Sure, you can look at the sales data, the total sales data, or rely on the feedback that your refillers provide. But this data will not give you the full picture. Anonymous sales data does not give you any insight about who is your most valued customer and who has stopped coming to your machines. So any data which can actually map an individual sale to a real person is a true goldmine. If we return to loyalty solutions in the vending and coffee business, we can largely speak about 2 types here. A loyalty solution that you as an operator offer to your end consumers, and a loyalty solutions that you offer to your clients who actually need a solution for their end users. That is not necessarily linked to attracting a new customer base, but actually managing their existing user base, which happens typically in closed loop environments. So, what benefits does a loyalty program actually offer to an operator, and why is it interesting at all? First and foremost, it's of course about attracting new customers and retaining the existing ones. Customers are very demanding and they are quite spoiled for choice. So aside from pure necessity and lack of alternatives, they need a reason to visit the machine, which is operated by you. And if you introduce an element of loyalty in the mix, that can be that reason. For instance, you give a discount to the first purchase or regular promotions, and these would cause a positive association with your offering, thus making the consumers more likely to return. Secondly, it's of course knowing who your customers are and where your revenue comes from. Having this information at hand will give you the possibility to target specific customers or customer groups. For instance, you can reward your biggest spenders or motivate those who have stopped coming to your machines and have not had any sales within the last week, month, or 3 months' time. Moreover, a loyalty program also provides you with an opportunity to communicate with your customers. It's very likely that in order to participate in any program, they will need to give up some personal information, such as a phone number or an email. And if they have given consent to be contacted by you, it can serve as one of the tools which can make a customer feel more valued. Of course, we must know that this communication must be personalized. For you as an operator, it's also an opportunity to grow your business by being able to cater to the needs of your telemetry customers. First, you are more competitive if you can offer a full solution, which is not limited to simply sales data or technical data. Even if customers currently do not need a loyalty program, knowing that this is a possibility for them and it does not require an additional system or extra investments is an advantage. Or they might have specific requirements that can actually be solved with the help of a solution such as QuickPik, for instance. Secondly, it can help you score better locations for placing your machines. For example, you can offer a regular discount to the executives of the place that is owned by them, thus giving you an edge over the competition who also wants to place their machines in the same spot. In places where there are a lot of people around, that can be a true winner. Third, and especially in closed-loop environments where a loyalty solution is used to reward employees, it also promises a stable income to you, since employees are likely to spend their allowance regularly. Then we go on to the customer benefits. And for a customer or your client, a loyalty solution also provides ample opportunities, especially in closed-loop environments, such as rewarding employees with free snacks and drinks, limiting the allowance of each employee, thus leading to cost savings, complying with regulations if certain items must be made available to a specific group of customers, decreasing personnel costs by automating item distribution, or even promoting a healthy lifestyle by allocating discounts to healthier options. So now we get to the fun part. How can Vendon help you achieve your goals and ultimately expand your business and boost revenue? As I mentioned briefly at the beginning, the core business of Vendon is to provide a full suite of IoT solutions to vending and coffee businesses. It all starts with our telemetry device, the V-Box, which is connected to the machine and its peripheral devices, collects data, and sends that data to the Vendon servers. There, this data is processed and displayed in our cloud platform in a meaningful way. That is not all, of course. Over time, we have developed multiple solutions and additional solutions, such as the possibility to connect temperature sensors, such as the possibility to reboot the machine remotely, APIs for integrations with ERP systems, or for building your own applications and solutions. But what we are probably the most proud of are the solutions which relate to serving the end user. Number one would be our card payment solution, which comes in an elegant contactless reader that can be easily connected to any V-Box and can do more than just accept credit and debit cards. And QuickPik, which is the main guest today. So what is QuickPik? In essence, it is a loyalty platform and a mobile payment solution developed by Vendon and fully integrated in the cloud platform. For our end users, it means ease of use, full management capabilities, and reporting capabilities, which are all dressed in our user-friendly cloud interface. What do you need for QuickPik to work? There are just a few simple things. Number one, you need a coffee or vending machine. Number two, you need the V-Box, which is connected to the machine. Number three, you need the QR code, which you can download from our cloud interface, and that will need to be placed on the coffee or vending machine. Number four, you need the end user who actually has the mobile app. And number five, you need Vendon Cloud to manage users and get reports. If your first objection is, what if mobile phones are not allowed in the place that I want to place QuickPik? That's no problem at all, as we have heard you and we have already taken care of that. You can easily swap out the QR code and the mobile app for our contactless reader and the NFC cards, and you're good to go. Even better, you can actually keep the existing employee cards if the technology which is used in the cards matches the technologies that we support. So there's no need to introduce new and additional cards. Plus, the contactless reader can actually have both capabilities at the same time. It can be a credit and a debit card payment solution, and it can also be a loyalty solution, which is great. And if you have the card IDs at hand, you can also simply import them in the cloud interface beforehand and set up the whole loyalty scheme even before distributing any cards to the users. Plus, if the end user leaves the company or no longer needs any services from QuickPik, you can easily delete that user or block them so that they can no longer partake of any of the advantages that QuickPik offers. All right, but I'm still yet to tell you about the whole concept of QuickPik and what it can actually do. In essence, it's very simple, but at the same time, it is really versatile. So we start with the bonuses, of which there are two types. There are discounts and there are free products. If we're speaking discounts, they are not limited in time, but they are limited in value. So you can set up a discount from 1% to 100% in increments of 1. When it comes to free item allowances, they are limited both in time and in quantity, and they just renew at regular intervals, daily, weekly, or monthly. This means that a user can receive an allowance of 3 products a week, 15 a month, or 1 a day, which is decided by you. And once this renewal period arrives, the user gets a new allowance, a clean state, and they can start spending the allowance again. So if all is free, it's easy. Just scan, pick your product, and enjoy. But what to do if you have a 50% discount or you don't have any freebies anymore? For this, we also have a few tricks up our sleeve. The first one is the option to create a virtual wallet that stores your funds. The wallet can be loaded by dropping coins in the changer or feeding bills in the bill validator. Thus, the money you have on the wallet can be used in combination with a discount or just a regular means of payment. Money can be loaded both in the app and on the NFC card as well. Secondly, users can also link their payment cards to the QuickPik application and handle payments through the app instead of using a physical card. This is especially good for machines that do not have any credit card readers, or in case you just don't want any physical cash to be handled, because we know that that can be a real hassle. These link cards do require opening a merchant account with our acquiring bank. However, this will give your users much more flexibility when it comes to using the app. For sure, there will be users who do not want to open virtual wallets or link their payment cards, but they still want to be able to use the discounts allocated to them. That's also easy to do with QuickPik. We support additional payment, both in cash and by payment card. Simply scan the QR code or tap your NFC card, pick your product, the discount will be applied automatically and cover the remaining amount either in cash or by tapping your payment card. One more thing, you can have a single location with 1 machine, with 2 machines, with 5 machines, with 10 machines, and employers might not want to allow the employees to use all of the machines. And this can be easily controlled by a Vendon cloud as well, because each QuickPik user has their own unique profile. And in that profile, you can easily customize the machine permissions just the way you need it. As you can see, there's quite a lot already possible with QuickPik. But what we do is we keep working hard to respond to the requirements of the market and the demands of our customers and bring out new features on the regular. So let's discuss what we have developed recently to add even more flexibility to the program and handle even more use cases. These improvements come at a time when businesses need a solution to optimize costs while remaining appealing to their customers. So let's imagine a coffee machine. It can serve hot water, espresso, hot cocoa, a latte, or a cappuccino, and these drinks can also differ in size. This means that each drink has a different cost depending on the ingredients used to prepare it. An employer might want to provide some drinks free of charge to the employee, but not all of them because of the high total associated costs. And this is where the new functionality comes in: product-based discounts and freebies. So in this scenario, the employee could decide to offer espresso at no cost whatsoever, but only include a limited number of lattes in the allowance and set up this bonus scheme easily in the cloud interface. One of the features that I like the most about this solution is that a single user can have an unlimited number of product-based loyalty schemes. In this case, a specific allowance could be assigned to every single product in the machine if you'd like. And if the user is using the application, they can easily look up which products are part of the promotion, and there's no guesswork involved. We also understand that customers might not want to give access to most products, except for a few. And to make that setup easier, we've also taken care of creating exceptions. That is, you apply the bonus scheme to all products except for some specific items. Plus, these products which are exempt from the scheme can be also placed in a separate scheme. And in our coffee machine case, it could work like that. All of the products are free of charge, except for the large latte and cappuccino, which come at a 50% discount. Then, if the user base is really large, customizing these permissions on an individual level could take days. Hence, you can introduce user groups. A group template includes a customized permission scheme, and this can then be applied to users in bulk. Even better, what users can do is they can be automatically assigned to a specific group when they scan the QR code or tap their NFC card for the first time. We also have something for public vending to help with customer attraction, and that is limiting the discount to just one sale or just a few sales instead of discounting items permanently, or setting up a free allowance that does not renew once the time runs out. This feature can be especially useful if you're just starting out and you want to focus on building a larger and loyal consumer base. So I'm guessing you're as excited as I am and want to start using these new features today. You will not need to wait for long because this update will be coming out in the next few days, and it will be rolled out automatically to all our existing customers at no additional costs. It will be available to all our future users. Finally, we come to the use cases. What I'd like to do is I'd like to share a few use cases from customers who are already using QuickPik in their businesses. You will see that this loyalty solution stretches way beyond the traditional loyalty, and it can be used in other ways. I hope that these examples inspire you or give you some ideas on how to solve some of the challenges that you or your clients are actually facing. So here we have a use case where a customer did not want any physical cash present. So what they did is they distributed discount cards to all employees. And what they do is they can shop at the machine all month long. And at the end of the day, the employer just generates a report in the cloud, and it shows how much each employee has spent at all of the machines, and this total sum is just retracted from their paycheck. Secondly, we've also seen cases with subsidized meals with 50% discounts available to the customers, and the employer settles the remaining 50% directly with an operator. That is easy to do because the cloud report lists both the full price, the discount applied, and the final price paid by the customer. And it can be easily exported as an Excel or a CSV file, and all calculations can be done in the Jiffy. We also have a customer with machines in fitness centers and pools, and they sell items where size is of importance. For instance, flip-flops, trunks, or socks. And customers will sometimes take the wrong sized item. And to make this exchange process a bit easier, so swift and painless, the personnel has a 100% discount card that they can use to retrieve any product from the machine and simply exchange it for the customer. Then at the end, when the refiller arrives, they will simply give back the products that were dispensed incorrectly. We also have an example with a hotel. There's a self-service machine in the hotel, and each guest receives a discount card, which they can use to get the drinks that they want because there's no sales personnel around. At the end of the stay, what the hotel does is they simply look up how much money the user has actually spent, and that is just added to the room bill. So it's very easy. And lastly, we also have a case where QuickPik is used just as a precautionary measure. So employees can retrieve personal protective equipment free of charge from the vending machine just by scanning the card. And this simple process has actually helped the customer to cut the equipment costs in half because the staff do not take more than they need. On the other hand, it's also a way to actually control if the employees are using enough of that equipment, that is, change it as often as required and are complying with any regulations in the workplace. As you see, Vendon is a great partner to have to achieve your business goals. Our customers love us, and we work hard to keep that love alive. So if you're interested in partnering with us, just drop us a line and our experienced sales executives will get it back to you shortly. As an added bonus, we have multiple partners in several regions who can support you in your local language and set you up for success. This concludes our session for the day. I hope you had fun and I hope you discovered something useful, and I cannot wait to talk to you again. In case you have any questions or you'd like to discuss something in more detail, drop us a line at grow@vendon.com. You can apply for a free demo there, and you can get the customized and personalized offer from our company. Thank you. Have a nice day and see you soon.